Right, this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about how NWP makes money, but ultimately, to get to the point where NWP makes money, you've got to make money first. So let's start and let's have a look at that. As I always say in the presentations, the foundation of the whole model of NWP and its sustainability is based around the weekly trading. So if there's no weekly trading, there is no other money, there is no profits, there's nothing. So it's the weekly trading makes sure that the whole system functions. And when there's weekly trading, then there's the next thing, and that's the 50-50 profit split. As I said, 50% goes to the partners with portfolios, the other 50% goes to business volume. And I've just broken this down, what you see on the screen in your back office. So on the left-hand side here is what you see in your back office, and that's the foundation portfolio, the growth portfolio, and the elite portfolio with their results. Now, obviously, it doesn't say gross in the back office, but that's what it is. It's the gross profit, meaning it's the complete profit. So the profits that you get are the 50% or the net profit for the partner and the net profit for the affiliate plan. The business volume that you see, that is worked out as follows, and all business volume is equal. So whatever business volume you see there, it's actually a dollar value because one business volume is equal to $1. So let's look at this. And what we're doing here at the moment, although your back office shows the cumulative total of the business volume from the time you started, we're just going to look as if this was just a single week. So if this was your first week and you had 13,890 in your left and 10,205 in your right-hand side of your business, this is how you can look at how that business volume is calculated on a weekly basis. So I've just taken the average sort of weekly percentage here of 1.4%. Therefore, the business volume on the left from that 13,890 will be 194.46. And as I mentioned, that 194 is actually business volume, but that's equal to $1. Then you've got 10,205. The same thing when you do that calculation, you've got 142.87. Now, the most typical thing that you would earn from business volume is the binary, and there's the 15% binary from your business volume. And obviously, because your right-hand leg is the smaller one, you're going to earn from the right-hand side. So in other words, the binary that you would have earned this particular week would have been $21.43. Does everyone understand this to this point? Or are there any questions about how the business volume is calculated, why it's there? Please stop me if there's any questions so that we can explain this and just clarify anything where you're unsure of. So when you look at the profit you receive, you've got that $21.43. You're going to withdraw it because the only option you have is to withdraw it. Therefore, when you withdraw it, you're going to pay a 5% fee. Therefore, that 5% of $21.43 is $1.07, and you will receive $20.36. So is it clear now how your profit is made and how you then, the fee that you pay on your profit? So when we say that's 5% fee, that's the fee that you pay, and it's always, it's always 5% regardless of how much you withdraw out. Now, if we look at what NWP makes and how they make their money, as I mentioned in the presentation, they do not make their money any other way other than the 5% withdrawal fees and the 2% fees on capital withdrawals. However, not that the whole 5% even goes to NWP, because they pay the payment gateway 1.7% or 34% of the actual fee that they receive. And the reason why they pay the payment gateway is obviously then they don't need to manage that. The payment gateway does all that management for them, and they will simply receive the company's share of the profits. The company uses that to obviously do things like the website, the support, the offices in Istanbul, the CEO's salary, and any other staff, the developers of the website, etc., etc. So when you wonder why things go a little bit slow, it's because of the money. Okay, then NWP will never use your money to do something for the company, for instance. It's always taken from the actual profits that they make. So you can just figure out how much they need to make just to sustain the support team, the websites, etc., etc. So that's the model. And you wonder why something is designed like this and why NWP didn't put more money in the deal for themselves. Well, remember, this company is built with networkers. All the founders and everyone that put their thought into developing NWP had networking in mind. So the networker knows that he can make money through the affiliate plan. So why does he need to make money from the company then? The company is just a corporate function, and they can, the fees that they receive as a company will be sufficient to do all those things. So I hope that just helps clarify things and how NWP makes money. So I know that people often ask about things like offices opening and all those type of things. Well, you can just think about it. If you were in a country and you wanted an NWP office in your country, you need to ask yourself, your team, how much are they making, and effectively, how much are they contributing to NWP's profits to justify the cost of having an office? Because remember that they will need to generate that money on a monthly basis to be able to cover the costs or anything like that. So if you look at, people often talk about local registration with regulators, etc. All of those things will happen when there is sufficient people to justify that. So, to me, it's obvious, but it's not always obvious to everyone. And I just wanted you to understand that, because it's business. It's all about money, and when the money and the business is there, then NWP will do it. But as I say, they won't spend money that they haven't got or use your money to do things that are potentially just nice to haves or bad business decisions. Let's have your questions. Let's open up and let's discuss. And I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about how NWP operates and the philosophy behind the company and its running. Please don't be shy to ask, make any comments. You're more than welcome.
Richard's Vic here.
Yes,
so basically, it all really depends on how you drive your network and get people in that contribute 100, 200, 1,000, $10,000 to go to the trading pool. And all of those people that's in your network, you're going to derive parts of profits because you brought them in. Is that correct?
That's correct. And you'll earn those profits on a weekly basis, every single week. As long as they've got a deposit in the system, you will earn profits every week that they earn profits. That's right. So the more your network grows, the more your income is going to grow.
Yeah. All right. And when it's from $10 to 100 to just before 10,000, you're looking at 5%, and then you start to look at bigger percentages.
That's right, yes. So up to
But
10,000, you're looking at around about 5%. I think the average now is about, over the last 6 months, 8 months, about 5.4% is the average for the foundation portfolios. And then moving up over the 10,000, that's 8% or more. And then the 50,000, that's where you receive 10%. But also remember
okay,
that
let's assume I get 10 people that put 1,000 in, that goes to the trading pool. So then there is 10,000 that they trade with, which is in my downline. How much will that be worth to me in 1 week's trading, parts of their earnings?
Let me open the whiteboard here so it's easier to see. So if we look at this now, and let me just get the whiteboard going. So it's 10,000 that you've got in your one side of the business, okay? And are you saying that these people would be direct, or are they just in your business?
Yeah, that would be, if I get people in and they contribute, they come in with 1,000 and 1,000 and 1,000, there's 10 of them, adds up to 10,000.
Okay. So that's great. So you're going to be earning from this, you'll be earning 10 times $1,000 referral bonus, and you'll be earning a binary of 10,000. That's what you're going to be earning here. And we're just assuming that you've got another side of your business, let's say it's from spillover. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at, firstly, what did this 10,000 give you in business volume? So the 10,000 times by, let's say, that 1.4% again, because that's been the solid average over the last weeks. So that would be $140. I think correct. Yeah, that's $140. So that's what the business volume is generated in that business. $140. Okay. So now that would be the binary. So if we look at the binary, each of these people have made $14. Okay, so your referrals, your 1,000, they've each made $14.
Yeah.
Therefore, you would have made $14 as well, because you've got 10 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one, you've earned $14. No, sorry, you haven't earned $14. You've earned more, because you don't earn 10%, you earn 15%. So 15% of that is 21. So let's just, to make this simple, we just say here times 15%, and that'll be 21. Okay. And on here, the binary was 100, or the volume was 140. And then again, you've made 15% of that because of the binary, and you will have made another $21. So in total, your earnings from this business per week would be around about $42.
Okay. Times 4 for a month.
Times 4 for the month. That's right. So you're looking at, what's that? 42. So it's $88 for the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Right.
and as it grows, so your income grows, and yeah, that's just how it works, and it's completely
Okay. It
sustainable
makes sense
because
to
it's
me. And I'm just asking the question because maybe some other people would also like to know a basic configuration on $1,000. And then as these people increase, then you increase with them, or you get more and more and more people in, and then eventually you earn somewhere around $500 a month and things like that.
yes. So just as I mean, here you earning what's it, 82. So when your business is up to around about 50,000, then you're probably earning around about $500 for the month, and as it grows, then you can see, you're now up to $500, then it grows to $100,000. You're up to over the 1,000, and then of course, when people have got, so if we looked at this here, and let's just change the color of the text here for the moment, because if we are looking at that if that 10,000 was in the bigger portfolios, so you had one of these people with 10,000, for instance, that would be earning 2%. So if we look at 2%, that business volume generated there is $200 as opposed to 140. So that automatically increases your earnings because they're in a higher profile. It's giving you 80 or $60 more business volume for the week, and obviously you're earning more. So as those people's profiles increase and they move up into bigger portfolios, that's, obviously then you're going to be earning more as well. And if you look at, if you had 5 people with $10,000 packages, that would be, you would have generated $1,000 in business volume. But if you had a person on 50,000, for instance, so if we go 50,000 times by
8%, which
2.5%, because that would be the minimum for a week like that, there you're looking at $250.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine how that increases, sorry. So that increases your business volume and your earnings, because it's an extra $50 that you earned on that one. So with time, you can see how your income is going to increase every week or every month. You're going to be earning more because people would have introduced new people, or they just would have reinvested or put more money in. And with time, it starts to go up, and they go into those bigger portfolios.
Okay, thanks. It makes sense to me. So it's a slow start. One just have to build up and try and find somebody with $1,000 to trade with.
Yes, yeah.
At least, yeah.
I mean, my experience, I didn't find those people in the first month, but it's, as people start to see things happening and they get a little bit more confidence, then they start putting those bigger amounts in. They definitely do.
Yeah. Look, the bottom line is, as the time goes on, we all need to make a bit more. And 10,000 or $1,000 is just over 17,000 rand nowadays. It's not really a huge investment. There's a lot of people that can do that.
Yes, and I don't know if you what I discussed on the presentation last night is that, let's say, for instance, you were going to put in, let's make it $100 a month. Okay, so
Yeah.
the person says now he wants to put in $100 a month, and if he puts that in for 22 months, every month, okay, at the end of that time, he's going to have $2,200. But what it will mean is, because it's $2,200 and he's getting 5% per month, so it's 2,200 times 5%, he will be earning $110 a month. So what he's done is he's made a system that will maintain and service itself. So after 22 months, he'll be able to just take the profits and put them back and let it grow. Okay, so, for people to have a regular savings, it's going to pay off. And this 22 months is based on
compounding effects all the time.
This is without the compounding effect. Okay.
Okay.
Because this is just, you see here, you've contributed the $100 for 22 months, and you've got 2,200. There's no compounding in that. If you want to compound this, okay, you go 100 times 15 months, and then it's going to equal this 2,200 or around about there, and that's going to include your compounding. So you can do that in 15 months if you take your profits on a weekly basis, or whenever you get $10, and just put that back in. So you will achieve this by in 15 months. And that's the sort of thing. If you give people a plan, sometimes it's something they've never thought of, because it makes sense that if you want to provide, an income for yourself in the future, well, to have a plan like this is going to give you an income in the future.
Sure, yeah.
So
okay, Rich, thanks. I've got an understanding of this.
Good. Thanks, Vic. Thanks for your question. I think it helped a lot of people understand some other things, about the system.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Rich, it's Wynand. Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course, Wynand. Please go ahead.
Last night you explained about the merging effect to us. Now my question is this: you've got a special on the $100 investment.
Yes.
So if my investment grows to 100 and I merge it, will I still qualify for that special to get the extra 100 or not?
Okay, right. So now what you will need to do, let's say, for instance, you've got like $50 in there at the moment, and remember you have to get that $100 in before the end of December. Okay, so because at the end of December it's finished. So what you would do is, let's just look at an example of, you've got portfolio 1, you've got $50. Okay, and then portfolio 2, you've got $20, and portfolio 4, you've got let's say $10. Okay, so you're now short of $10 to get that 100 thing. Okay, what you need to do, okay, is, and this is where you've just got to be clever, okay, is that to open a booster portfolio, you're going to need that money in your check-in wallet. So what you would do is withdraw this money out of the system. So in other words, you're going to be closing these portfolios. You close them all, you draw out your $90, and you add $10 to it, and you put $100 back into the system. And then once you've got $100 in your check-in wallet, you can then open the booster.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but you won't be able to merge them because then it'll be merging as a normal portfolio. It won't be in the booster. So
Okay.
if this money is inside the system, you need to get it out of the system and back into your check-in wallet so that you can open the booster.
Okay, that's great stuff. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Good. Thanks for that. I'm glad you asked that because I think a lot of people will assume that if they've got $100 that they can get the booster. No, remember, money in portfolios is completely separate. It's a different contract to the booster because money in portfolios will stay there forever, whereas the booster is just for the time that you can earn double on it. But it helps you to earn double. So you earn, instead of earning 5% a month on the normal portfolio, on the booster, effectively on your $100, you're going to be earning 10% a month. Okay. Any other questions? Anything anyone would like to know? Thanks, Fanon. Thanks for your questions there. And thanks, Vic. Solomon?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
People are asking me, what is the company doing with our money, giving us our dividends every week, or 5% in a month, or 8% in a month? And what are they doing? What are they?
Sorry, Solomon, I'm not hearing you fully. You're asking, what does the company do? And are you asking how the company makes profits?
No, I said, what is the company doing with our capital, and they're giving us the return of our dividends monthly or weekly?
Okay. Right. So let me explain the flow of money, what happens. You put your money in. Remember, I spoke earlier about the payment gateway. Okay. When you make a deposit, that's going to the payment gateway. The payment gateway then sends that money to the brokers. The brokers then facilitate the trading. And what brokers do is they provide the liquidity for the traders so they can trade on a weekly basis. Now, to give you an example of, you put in $100, this is on a normal portfolio, the traders will only use 20% of your money to trade on a weekly basis. And the reason why they don't use more is because they don't know if you're going to want your money on a Saturday. Because you can draw that $100 back on a Saturday. Just like Vaynant wants to draw out his money so that he can get himself a $100 profile. But remember, although it's going back into the system, it still has to first come to Vaynant's wallet before it can go back into the system. So that money needs to be available. And they don't know, so they can only use that. So that's what happens. The money goes from your wallet to the payment gateway. You open your portfolio and the trade on a weekly basis to get those profits for you. On a Friday, the traders then, when the trading closes at midnight on Friday, they separate the profits. They send the profits to the payment gateway so that you can make a withdrawal on a Saturday, and the capital remains with the brokers. When you want to draw your capital, you're getting the payment through the payment gateway, but from the brokers. So the brokers, what they actually do on a weekly basis is they send funds to the payment gateway so that the payment gateway has money in case you need to withdraw it. So although most of the capital stays at the brokers, they still will send a good portion of the money just in case people want to make a withdrawal, because that's what you're entitled to. So that's one of the things that and how they do it. But they trade in Forex. It's not a crypto project. The booster portfolios, they will trade on the crypto markets because the boosters actually trade through the weekends as well. But your normal money is used in the Forex trading during the week. So I hope that answers your question. But please, if I didn't make anything clear, please just ask, Solomon.
Yeah, it's clear. I've understood now. It's clear. My second question goes like this. What of someone, let's say, for example, I signed up, I registered, I did not fund my account. I did not put even $10, I did not put anything. Then I bring someone that invested $100. Am I going to earn the referral bonus weekly from the person's dividend?
Yes, you will. Yeah, you definitely will.
Or
So you will earn the referral bonus. If you've got volume in both your legs, you'll earn the binary bonus. And if those people that you referred starts to earn the binary bonus, you will also earn the matching bonus, and you still haven't got any money in your own portfolio.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what NWP offers to people. They don't need to have money in a portfolio. All they need to do is to bring in people, and when those people that are their referrals, they'll earn the direct referral bonus on a weekly basis. And if they've got volume in both their legs, they start earning the binary. Okay. Thank you, Solomon. Mr. Muyi Forex, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, hello everyone.
Good evening.
This is a quick one. Yeah, I just want to confirm. This is more like account management or something like something like account management, right? Because we, the clients, are not trading. It is the company or the broker that is trading on behalf of the clients. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. It's asset management. That's what NWP does. So they doing the facilitation and the management of your asset or your capital on your behalf, and generating those profits on a weekly basis.
Okay. Second question is, if, for example, I invest some amount of money, like capital, and I decide to leave it for a long time investment, does it mean that the more I leave it in the account, the more my capital keeps yielding, or there's a specific time that I'm meant to withdraw my interest?
Yes, you
do you understand my question?
Yeah, I understand your question. Yes, certainly. So your capital always remains with the brokers, okay? Until such time as you want it. Your profits, every week, your profits are sent to the payment gateway. And so in other words, let me show you on the whiteboard. Let's just start a new whiteboard. And what I'll show you here is, let's say, for instance, you put in, okay. So what we do here is we say, you're going to put in, let's say you put in $1,000. Okay. Now, each week, you've got this $1,000 and you're getting your profits. So let's just say that in week 1, you make $12. In week 2, you make $14. In week 3, you make $15. In week 4, okay, let's say you make $11. Okay. Now, and you forgot to look at your account. What's going to happen is this $1,000 is still with the traders. They're trading with that $1,000 every week. All this money okay, which is about, say, let's say $55, whatever. Okay. This $55 is with the payment gateway. It's not with your capital. So what you need to do is you actually need to draw this money out. Okay. So you need to make a withdrawal of this money. Sorry, this is okay. Let's just get shape here. This money needs to be withdrawn out. Okay. So what is this? This is, let's quickly do a calculation. It's $52. Okay. So $52, and you need to take this $52 out into your own crypto wallet and make a redeposit and then open a portfolio. So what you're going to do here is you're going to then open a new portfolio, and your next portfolio here is going to be $52. But what's actually happened is these weeks, because it's more than $10, you could have opened a new profile every single week. So instead of waiting 4 weeks and then only getting the $52 in, what you should have done is in week 1, you should have drawn out 12, and let's say we just use the round figure, you would pay your 5% fee, but let's just, for argument's sake, say you're going to withdraw that, you're going to put it back in, and then you're going to have 1,012 working for you. The next week you made 14, you draw that out, and now you've got 1,026 working for you. So it's best if you've made more than $10 for the week, you have to draw it out because it won't automatically capitalize like other companies. And this is when we say that you're the auditor on a weekly basis, you are checking the system to make sure that it's healthy and you've got your money. You know, in many companies in the past, people say, oh, I've got a lot of money. Well, they might have a lot of money in the back office, but have they really got the money in their hands? And that's the whole idea with NWP. They want you to have the money in your hand and you make a decision on a weekly basis. What do you want to do with that money? Do you want to spend it or do you want to put it back in? And it's your own choice every week. Okay. Does that help? Is that clear as to how the system works? Mr. Forex, are you still there? I've lost it. All right, no problem. Anyway, so that's what you need to do is... Hello, Solomon?
He has a network problem. I said maybe he has a network problem in his side.
Yes, I think so. Yes, that's right. So it's important that, you know, you take your profits and you decide what you want to do with them each week. And if you want to get that compounding effect, you need to then take your profits and put them back into the system. So that's how the NWP system works.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Let me ask this question. What time is for the funding? When someone registers, is it funding? Is it weekly? Is it weekends? Or when someone registers, can deposit the money within the week?
Okay. As long as they put their deposit in by Monday night, okay, then they will still get the profits on a Saturday. So
Okay,
Monday,
what about someone that registers today, Wednesday, and put the money Wednesday?
if they do it, then let's say, for instance, you put your money in today, okay, you won't receive profits this Saturday, but you'll get profits next Saturday. So you've got...
Okay, you won't get profit. You won't get okay, when you put the money today, you will not get profit this Saturday. It's next Saturday.
That's correct. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that should mean it's good to be putting money Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, then you will still get the profits on the Saturday. But any money that you put in after Monday will only get the following week. But if you put it in Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, you'll get it like this in 4 days' time. On the Saturday.
Yeah, because I have someone that put today $100 for booster. He did booster today $100. So he will not receive payment this Saturday to the next Saturday.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Rich, I've got one more question if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. Carry on, Bernard.
Let's say on a Monday and a Tuesday, I've got, say, $50 in a portfolio. And on Wednesday, I make a deposit, or I see that my profit has grown into $10. Can I merge it in the middle of the week, or do I have to wait till the end of the week?
You can merge it in the middle of the week. It doesn't really matter. But it's and are you saying that, look, you can merge anytime, okay, as long as the merge doesn't affect the trading, okay, because that money had to be in by Monday to be in trade, okay. So even if you merged your money on a Wednesday, but you didn't deposit it on a Monday, merging it on a Thursday is not going to fool the system into thinking that you've got $10 extra, for instance.
Okay, I understand. So what you're saying is the money that's in your wallet, the withdrawable amount, when you put that in, it doesn't really count as a merge. It's a new investment, a new portfolio, and that should happen over the weekend. So by Monday night, it's in the portfolio already.
Yeah, because the back office is still, although it's merged in your portfolio, each portfolio is separate, especially until.
So the merging is for existing portfolios, and your money that's withdrawable, that's not in a portfolio. So that's not part, actually cannot be merged. It can only be reinvested before a Monday night.
Yeah, because merge is not going to help the money that's in your checkout wallet. It's only
I understand now.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. That's a good point, because I think a lot of people, I didn't think of that, but a lot of people might think that they can use the merge function to take money that's in their wallet and merge it. No, you can only merge portfolios. You have to still withdraw the money that's in your wallets and then redeposit it into the system to make a new portfolio. And it's only when there is a new portfolio that you can merge it. And the real reason for a merge is for the bigger portfolios. So when you've got a $10,000 portfolio, if you open a new portfolio, let's say with your profits for the week, and you made $200 for the week or whatever from your 10,000, that $200 will go into a foundation portfolio. It won't go into a growth portfolio. And when you merge it, you've merged it with your growth portfolio. So now that 10,000 has become 10,200. And that's the real reason for the merge there, other than just to clean things up and make things neat. That's, as some of the people were saying last night, they use the merge feature or that account that I showed you last night, where that person's got so many portfolios that so that they can put it together and have a good idea of how much they've got without having to calculate it every time. So those are the two reasons for the merge. Solomon, did you want to say something?
No, it's okay, sir. I understand. I understand everything. It's okay.
Okay, good. Great.
When we are marketing and we are talking to people in Nigeria, many people have been doing such kind of business online investment, and before you know one thing, the system will just close up. So now many people we are trying to tell them that this one is different than the other one. That is funding scheme that closed. That how are we sure what assurance are we giving them on this one that's going to stay longer, that's going to stay as long many years? So we told them that this one is different. We tell them the emphasis, and I believe what we are telling them, we're still convincing them to come to the program. Because, like me, I myself, that's what we did 2023. I think we put about $20,000 or $30,000 within 2-3 weeks. The system collapsed. If we log in, the system is no longer, the site cannot even open. So many things have happened in Nigeria like that. People are panicking, people are fearing. So what we are telling them is that this one is the new, and when we continue, we have volume of people in Nigeria. We are going to, the company are coming to open physical office in Nigeria. So that's what we are trying to convince them to do that.
Okay.
So like me, I have some people in Kenya too. Some of my team members in Kenya are starting introducing them to the program. It's the same problem they're talking about, that the way company comes like this, they will just close, and in 2-3 months they will just close.
Okay. Solomon, I think the most important thing is to understand the difference between what other companies were doing and what NWP does. Okay. So let's say when in the other companies, when you put in $1,000, okay, they would take $100 and give that to someone as a referral bonus. Okay. So the person puts that $1,000 in, and straight away, what you've put in is only $900, and that was just for the person who referred you. Okay, so already there's a question of how is that company going to find this $100? Should this person want to take his $1,000 out? Do you see the problem? Now, remember with NWP, your $1,000 stays there, and it's only on the profits. So the person's going to get 15%. Here, that person got maybe 10% upfront commission, okay? And here, you're getting 15% of the profit. So the person's $1,000 is never at risk. Whereas with these guys, okay, there's automatically there's a risk because there's $100 gone and he's only got 900. With NWP, your $1,000 is safe all the time. And those other companies, if you've seen them, it's not only this guy who gets 10%. The upline gets 5%, and then the next upline gets 2%, and then the next one gets 1% and 1%. We've seen compensation plans like that.
Yes.
So if you look at this money that's supposed to be 1,000 is probably only 800.
Yeah.
Before they've even started to make money, if they are making money. Whereas with NWP, your $1,000 is always safe. You're only going to make money on the profits. You're only going to make binary bonuses on a weekly basis for the profits. So this makes sure that it's sustainable and can go on forever. Because these other companies, if they don't recruit a lot of people quickly, you're going to lose your money. Whereas with NWP, if it's only you in the company, Solomon, you're still going to make your profits on a weekly basis. It's not, we don't worry about recruiting new people because the traders are trading with your 1,000. They haven't given away some of your 1,000. They're making sure that your profits are made on your 1,000 that you've got in the system. They haven't got to try and make up the money that they've given away and then making up money that people have given away. Well, we all know where that comes from. It's not coming, it's coming from other people. It's not coming from trading. Whereas NWP makes sure that your 1,000 stays safe and that you're only paid from profits. So that's the difference. And that's why people, when they look at NWP and they say, oh, but I'm not going to earn so much. At this other company, they're going to give me, you're going to put in $1,000. I'm going to earn $100. Yay, I'm going to make good money. Well, the problem is that you're stealing from your friend. That's the real problem. And that's what we've experienced in the past. I tell my friend to put in $1,000. I'm going to make $100. And you know what? When my friend doesn't have money, then I've still made $100. And that's not ethical. That's wrong. That's being dishonest, and many people place their hope on dishonesty. You can't do that. We've got to make sure that what we're doing is honest. And we can see with the NWP system, it's completely transparent. I'm not getting paid from your money. I'm only getting paid if you made a profit. And that's 50% of the profit that's coming, on a weekly basis. Because you get the other 50%. So it's about, when we market this to people, we've got to educate them and let them understand why the system is sustainable and why it's different from those other companies that they look very nice. And the people, unfortunately, when they're making money, then they seem to close their eyes. It's not important. As long as they're making money, they don't care. But we must care. We have to think about people, and we have to think about our names and our, we must be able to sleep comfortably at night without worries, because we know that the system's safe. It's not about taking money from other people.
Okay, sir. Go away, folks. We'll do that. We'll explain to them.
Thanks, Solomon.
Good evening, Mr. Rich.
Good evening, Chinedu.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation.
Well, it's just a training session this evening. It's not the presentation, but thank you, Chinedu.
Okay, training session. Thank you.
Yes.
So, I understand one is eligible to the booster pack only once.
Yes.
But I heard you where you were saying if the money increases, you open another booster pack or whatever. Can you explain more? Or I didn't get you well.
Okay, so what you do is, you remember that you Chinedu, can't have more than one account. Okay? But you can have a business account. Okay? So if you want to be Chinedu Trading, you can open an account called Chinedu Trading. And all you need is to have a different email address and a different cell phone number for that account. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can do that, you see, because you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to open an account for your business. You're allowed to open an account for your children, because you're going to be looking after your children's accounts. So that's how you could utilize more boosters if you wanted to.
Okay. Second question. If you said if NWP is opening an office in a country, before it opens an office in a country, it will consider the number of partners in that country.
Well, yeah, because remember, it has to make business sense. So it's no use we're going to, if let's say, for instance, the office is going to cost them $1,000 a month to rent those offices. Okay. And there's not even people, because to, as we showed you earlier, okay, let's say even if there's $10,000 invested from the people in that country, okay,
Yeah.
those people, okay, are making about $140. Those are the investors making the $140. The company is only going to make a percentage of what the money is withdrawn. So, firstly, even if there were the 10,000 investors, there's not even enough profit that those investors could pay for the office. Okay, so you need to understand that there has to be a lot of money, or quite a lot of money, so that you can justify the cost of an office in a country.
Okay. That's good. That's correct. Is there any strategy or anything the company will do or is doing or intends to do to help people drive business? Because I know it boils down to getting more numbers of people, and there are strategies and the aids maybe to push up the campaign, the speed of the campaign and the spread. For instance, in Nigeria, we have 36 states. Do you understand? If you really want to make a very great impact in Nigeria, you have to go to many places and then you have to have many numbers. So, and it takes a lot of effort and fund and campaigns, materials and all those things. So I know the company knows about that, the enormity of the demand. So if the company is trying to open office in Nigeria, is there anything like that?
No, there's not.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, because you see, the thing is, remember that if the numbers in a country don't justify the cost of the office, then
Yes.
where would the company get the money to promote in that country? Because then it's just it doesn't make business sense. So yes, I think what we understand with NWP is sometimes it's frustrating because things will go slowly, okay? But the thing is, why do they go slowly? Because you're only using real money to advance your business. You're not taking overdrafts and loans from the bank and doing all those things, because if you do that, that puts the people who have put money into the company at risk. And NWP doesn't do that because it's here to look after everyone. It's not here to advance a particular area. If that area grows and justifies the office, well, then it gets the office. But they're not going to spend money up front that they don't have to hope that they can expand in an area. It's a networking business. That's the networker's job. And yeah, sure, like I say, things will be a little bit slow, but that's just how the business works. And because you've got to make sure that everyone's looked after, not just a few people. And everyone's looked after, that means their money has to remain safe, and you can't use people's money to advance the business. You can only use profits made by the business to advance the business. Okay, good people. Well, are there any other questions? Anything anyone would like to know? I think it's been a good discussion. And remember that on a group like this, it's mainly people, leaders. So the more you understand about the way the business works, the better it is for you to help inform people. Hi, Dintley. I see you've unmuted your microphone.
Yes, Rich. Thank you very much. I just wanted to check. I heard even yesterday somebody asked about this KYC. As you were talking now, you were saying we can register your kids. I just wanted to get clarity up to which age, Is there an age restriction?
No, there isn't.
And there isn't any.
No. And the reason for that is it's like when you go to the bank and open an account for your child. Okay. You are the responsible adult. So you're taking responsibility for that child's account.
Okay. So my follow-up question would be, if I am taking responsibility for that child, when it comes to a point where KYC have to be done, because the child might not be of a legal age, might not have the necessary documents that would be required to do the KYC. Is there a point where KYC is going to be introduced?
Well, even if there isn't any talk of putting KYC in yet, but let's say at a point that KYC did come, then you sign a form for your child, which means that you take responsibility for your child. So they fall under your KYC because they're your children. They don't need separate documents in those cases.
All right. Thanks, Rich, for clarifying that one of the children. And we also have people that are really interested in joining the networks, but their main concern, it comes when the hiccup comes when they're supposed to take out their money. They are not, digital savvy. So they're unable to do these things of the KYC, how to take out their money. That's a lot of people are really reluctant to join the networks, because when the money is supposed to come out, that's where they have an issue, because then the system would say you need to do KYC before you can withdraw your money.
No.
So how do we get around that one to assist those people who do not understand how these things work?
Well, there is no KYC, and there's no need to implement the KYC because it goes, remember, you are drawing from the payment gateway into your private wallet. Okay. So I know Solomon had a similar question yesterday about the KYC. Those are just stories from the companies, okay, because they don't want to pay. Okay, there's nothing like that with NWP. There's no stories. Your money's there. It's with the payment gateway, and you make your withdrawal. You don't have to supply documents or anything like that, because those things are just excuses and stories when the companies don't have money. So that's not needed. There will always be a smooth process to withdraw your money with NWP. So my advice for the people that are a little bit technically challenged, help them, okay? If you remember that you can, and this is what I do for people. I've got people that are also technically challenged and if I help them, it takes them 2 hours to do something we could do in 5 minutes. So that's very frustrating. So I find it's better that I help them. And what I do is I open a separate wallet in my SafePal wallets, because SafePal, you can open more than one wallet. So let's say I'm opening a wallet for Dintley. Name that wallet Dintley. I show them this is your wallet. And on a weekly basis, it's still there with email address. So then I just contact that person. I say to them, okay, Dintley, are you ready? They say yes. I say, please go and check your email, because there will be a one-time PIN there. I get the one-time PIN. I put it in. I make the withdrawal. I show them what's in their SafePal wallet, what's come there after the fee has been taken. And then I say, right, now we're going to put that into your NWP account, and we're going to then make a redeposit. Or if you don't want it to go into your NWP account, you tell me where I need to send it for you into, your exchange or whatever you want to do. But that's just how I manage some people's accounts for them. Because, like I say, if I try show them or tell them what to do step by step, sometimes it takes me 2 hours to do it, and it's very frustrating. Okay.
Okay, Rich, thanks for that tip. Thanks for that advice.
Pleasure. Well, good people, if there are no other questions or comments, then I'll say good night and have a good evening. We shall see you if you join us on the Zoom tomorrow night. Thanks very much and good night.